fine place to harvest some ingredients.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
Ox carts make for relatively safer travel.
Fewer monsters are to be found in the main road, though carts travel only by the sun's light.
Goblins! What rotten luck! We've need of your aid again, sir. You have no right.
Goblins, Master! We have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness. My curative magics are at your disposal. Wait a moment.
I've had enough.
Seems we drove them off. You've my thanks for aiding us. Vernworth isn't far from here. Will you join us the rest of the way? All right. Into the ox cart.
I was informed of your coming would be arisen.
Captain Brandt, this individual summoned a pawn through a rift stone. Several witnesses can attest to it. Though I admit I had my doubts at first. It would seem this is no mere deceiver.
This one's not a bad sort. Saved our hides on the way here.
As decreed by the great will of our world, there can only be one arisen. That arisen now resides within the palace. Indeed, it follows, therefore, that you must submit to questioning. If you value your life, I shall conduct the interrogation myself. I beg your forgiveness for my insolence, Your Majesty. If the Queen Regent had learned of your existence, I fear your life would have been in peril. I had no choice but to treat you as a pretender, lest my actions draw suspicion from watchful eyes. Then you have truly lost your memory? In that case, you, and no other, are the Sovereign. Some days past, you confronted the dragon in the village of Melv, whereupon the people rejoiced. For our true liege had finally appeared, And in Ramon's long year yet, not all celebrate it. Your rival would have robbed the Queen Regent Disa of everything. During the time of the previous consul, she acted as a queen in her own right, ruling the palace as she saw fit. And just after the consul's passing, when 'twas all but certain that her son would take his father's place, word reached the castle that the Arisen had been found. To Disa, your Majesty's very existence is naught but an obstacle to her own family's continued prosperity. The assassination of the Arisen is an impossible feat for mortal hands. Thus, Disa chose to abduct your Majesty while you recovered from your wounds, in order to rob you of your memory with a fell curse, and following that, she prepared a replacement to serve as the Sovereign. However, with your Majesty returned, I have no intent. I shall devise some plans to further our cause. Pray. This one's cleared of all suspicion, and has my permission to remain in the capital. You are to trouble the good sir.
Pray forgive me, I'm in a bit of a hurry.
Consign it! Get back here! You there! Did you see an urchin in a cap run past just now? Can you tell me which way? Many thanks. I'll catch that wretch yet.
You're a kind one, aren't you? 'Twould seem I am in your debt. In fact, there's aught I would ask you.
Aha!
Oh, apologies, but our chat will have to wait. Till...
If you are in need of aid, pray say the word.
A chest. I'll examine its contents, shall I?
Boots laced, strapped. I'm ready for patrol. I'll feel
Wonder what
inside there
rumors the
once
day
I
has in
find
store.
Ready for the morrow.
Time to be heading home.
Boots laced, strapped. I'm ready for patrol.
That looks promising. Any ideas as to how we might reach it?
Use a bit of peace and quiet. There's got to be something fun to do.
Hail! Welcome to Bjorn's Armory. And quality's what you need if you want to survive. So, You check the price, just remember. Misers die early death.
Many thanks. I appreciate the business.
Not buying? That's just as well. Better to be selective.
Welcome to Bjorn's Armory. You'll find qualities what you need if you want to survive. So before you check the price, just remember, misers die early. Deaths. Any one of these fine pieces will serve you well. Looking for a craftsman? I'm a master of my trade. Oh, catch your eye? Just say the word. Hope to see you again.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
We ought to put it to good use.
Well met, sir.
I've just recalled a little tidbit I heard from the locals.
Regarding the Vermundian military, yes?
Indeed.
Well met. You are come to Shakir's Inn. You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to the foremost. Much obliged.
I fear I've no wisdom to offer. Perhaps this theorem will provide some insight.
I'd like a quiet life.
Harder than living an honest life. I'm in no hurry to leave. Well met, sir. Gotta take opportunities as they come, I say.
Let's take it easy today.
Mayhap I ought to ask around town. Ought to set my notes down.
Precious little time. Point's no good if you work yourself to death.
Your Majesty, your timing is impeccable. 'Tis not a matter for prying ears. As I informed you when last we spoke, the palace is filled with a should Disa denounce your Majesty as a false arisen. Yet if we are to prove your identity, I believe there is no occasion more suitable than it was delayed so that the sovereign, that is, the false arisen, could convalesce in the palace. But the date has now been set. The central players in the court ought all be in attendance. 'Twould be a fine opportunity. None would be able to deny that you are the true arisen then. There is a problem. Only select members of the nobility and citizens who have contributed greatly to Vermont's continued prosperity will be granted entry. If your Majesty is to be counted among them, you will need to attend to a number of tasks. Pray, allow me to summarize. The citizenry have called upon my soldiers to cull monsters that plague the land. I dare say, 'twould be a... What say you? Might I ask for your... I thank you, your Majesty. There are 3 locales. The first is Trevo Mine, to the northwest. We've had reports of goblins swarming in Great... Next is Half Village, west of Burnworth. I believe soldiers have already been dispatched to cull an infestation of saurians there. Finally, there is a call for someone to locate a group of soldiers tasked with delivering freight.
There is no shortage of beasts that need culling in this world.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. You will need to infiltrate the palace to gather evidence of Disa's misdeeds. I hesitate to ask something so dangerous of you. I have attempted to do the same through my own channels for now. Though, would that I could undertake the task myself, but my station prohibits me from reckless... What say you, your Majesty? Might I ask this? I shall ensure that the door to the Queen Regent's office is open between midnight and dawn. Pray you... There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim As of all those who serve the Queen Regent, there is but one who I have no doubt. I refer to Waldar. And many a time has Disa demanded Waldor amend the Code of Vermont to her own benefit. And many a time has the magistrate refused her, for he is loyal to none but the spirit of the law. Our laws dictate that your majesty, thus, as the staunchest supporter of the law known to the palace, what say you? Might you be willing to... I've prepared a means for you to enter the palace dungeon. This mission demands the utmost secrecy. Should you be discovered, I will...
This might be worth a read.
Let's have a look then. Might you consider lightening your pack, Master?
Lessening our load will help to keep us light on our feet.
I fear I've not useful to
There's no hope left for me. I know that.
I'll carefully conserve my strength and endeavor to...
Fancy a look at my wares? Welcome to Bjorn, and quality is what you need if you want to survive. So before you check the price, just remember, many thanks. I appreciate the business.
while you're here, eh? Doctor work if I'm to put bread on the table. My bed calls, and I shan't resist.
Such a magnificent tapestry of stars.
Right you are.
That was an uncommon competition. Are you looking for me in a match?
We've got problems!
I shan't allow... or any further harm to come to us.
One of us is being drenched!
A flawless execution.
Let us try for the same result with our next attack. We have found a material.
I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time.
I'll gather this. It might be of use. Fell from the beast as it breathed its last.
I trust we've all inspected our equipment.
Come, we've much to be getting on with.
Feeling rested, I trust?